I get a question all the time that's always asking me, how do I get my kids to read? If you're a mom or a parent who is struggling to get your kid to read, I have a few tips and tricks that I've used over the years to help me get my kids to read. Background with me, I'm a mom of 4, 15, 11, 6, and 5, and all my kids learned how to read before they went to kindergarten, and that's something that I taught them how to do. Before I get into the tools I use, I wanted to set this premise by saying that I have this little saying that I say with my kids, that I am their first and forever teacher. I strongly believe that parents and teachers should be partners and that the foundation starts at home. Okay, so look, I never had to figure out. 16 years ago, when I had my first daughter, I jumped into the your baby can read hype. Do you guys remember that? Flashcards, videos, all of that. And for a minute, I really thought my baby was a genius. Like, she was doing all the words, saying all the flashcards. And then I quickly realized that she wasn't actually reading, she was just memorizing. Once I figured that out, I quickly switched it up. So as a mom of 4, I couldn't use the same tools for each child because every kid is different. They have different personalities, different learning abilities, and they go at their own pace. The real test now comes for you, mom, to figure that out, doing a little assessment and seeing what works best for which child. For this video, I'm going to talk about reading.com because this is the most recent tool we've been using over the past couple years, and out of all of them, this is definitely my top pick. What I really liked and what stood out to me about it is that it meets your child where they are. So at the beginning, it does an assessment test, and based on that assessment test, it places the child at the level that they feel like the child is at. At the end of the program, it says that your kid is supposed to be able to read at first grade level, but honestly, depending on the child, it goes beyond. My son finished this program and he's at a grade 3 reading level. And that's also in addition to the things that we do outside of reading.com. The number one thing I want to say that stood out aside from the placement test was that it wasn't about memorization, it was about phonics. And a lot of schools are not teaching phonics. I saw that recently after the fact that my son is in kindergarten, they come home doing sight words, and sight words is not reading. Of course, some words it does not make sense in English and you have to do sight words, but even some of the sight words you're able to pronounce, you're able to sound it out. So with reading.com, it teaches them the phonics, it plays the phonics song, the alphabet and the phonics song for them for, I want to say, for more than the first 50 steps of the program. So that's more than 50 times, and you can go back and repeat the song and play it back as many times as you want. And that's what's another thing that's great about the program, that if you just completed this, say you completed level 1 today and you felt like, okay, we didn't do so well and I want to go back, you can go back and repeat it. It's very interactive and hands-on. So it has music, it has books, it has writing, it has sound stories and things like that. And at the beginning, your child will be doing it with you, and then later on in the program, they become independent readers. And again, it depends on your child. Like Caleb, he was able to, by the time he got to, I want to say, level 40, he was able to punch in the code himself, go into the app, and do the lessons without me sitting there with him. But my other son, he requires me to sit there with him, and he's